Also with notational analysis is that it's you can misinterpret things, so the researcher might see actions, and if he doesn't have very good familiarity with the sport, or he doesn't have knowledge on the sport, then he may misinterpret what skill was what. And also it's hard for group-based work, so you can do it with group-based work if you can sort of video it and then go back to it and make notational analysis on that, but it is very time consuming if you do it that way. With qualitative data, because the questions are quite open, you gather quite deep information from people's opinions and stuff like that. However, there are disadvantages to sort of these sorts of research involving like questionnaires and stuff, which I'll talk about in the next slide. So advantages and disadvantages of questionnaires, or a type of qualitative data. Advantages, you can use different types of questions to match different sort of situations. You can get a wide range of participant input, their opinions and stuff like that. And you may find unexpected results. So you might have predicted a hypothesis, but you might come across things that you didn't realise. And non-verbal communication can be assessed. So body language, their pace, their pitch, their tone, and this way you can sort of study this as well, and their sort of attitudes towards what you're studying. However, it can be very time consuming, and it's really dependent on the quality of the researcher, because you need to ask the right questions to get the most informative answers. And it can also go off topic, so if you ask things that aren't particularly matched to your research, then it might go off topic, and there's a chance of it being researcher biased. Just the last thing on observational analysis, this could be more quantitative data research. There's advantages and disadvantages again of this. Advantages is that it's immediate, you go out and you do it, and it's your first-hand knowledge. Natural sort of it's in natural settings, so it's got a higher external validity because it's more translated to the real world, so it's more a field experiment than a lab. And you can identify missed behaviours that you could maybe have not gathered in the interview itself, but you may see this in observational analysis. However, there's questions asked like, is it ethical? So is it ethical that you can go and watch sort of a football game, a basketball game, and judge these sort of things anonymously? So if people don't know that you're there, do they want you to be watching, and do they want you to just take their results, really? And disadvantages, it's quite liable for misunderstandings, so you might sort of, if you haven't got good knowledge on the sport, then you may not sort of understand the rules of the sport, and this can affect the validity of your test. Also, there's effects that can change the reliability of the test. So there's the Hawthorne effect. So participants, if they know you're there, might act differently because they know they're being watched, and this affects the internal validity. And demand characteristics. So the subjects that you're researching may try to please you, and therefore may do behaviours that aren't true to what they usually do, but they're doing it because they want to do what they think you'd expect them to do. And observational analysis is more sort of what is happening and not why it's happening, as opposed to qualitative data, as you can get opinions on maybe why things are what they are, etc. But with an observational analysis, you can do it anonymously, so you don't have to use people's names, and this could improve the sort of issues of it being ethical.